Hi everybody, Jeremy Siskind here. I am the author of Jazz Piano Fundamentals series, playing solo jazz piano, solo standards for piano. Hop on over jeremysiskind.com, buy the books now. No reason to wait. Just get them now. I'm excited about today's lesson. I love it when I find things to teach that I think are actually really useful and I haven't thought of before, and to my knowledge, like nobody else has thought of before. So I think this is going to be a really cool lesson. And this stems out of the fact that I was at a recording session earlier this week with a really, really lovely singer named Andrea Miller. Shout out, Andrea. And we were playing kind of a 6/8, I think it was Cry Me a River, and we were going back and forth between the 1 chord and the 4 chord. Very bluesy. And I came up with this little motif. Nice and groovy, nothing, nothing earth-shattering. But what I want to walk you through is that we did a vamp section at the end where the energy was rising and rising and rising. And what I want to show you today is how you could take that motif or any kind of similar motif and you could increase the sound and the energy to increase with the dynamic of the band and to lead or reflect what the band is doing while keeping the same motif. So that's our job today. And so I have this set up, actually prepared. Here's this motif that I played for you. Astute listeners will notice that I am using grace notes to give it a bluesy feel. And so if I'm playing this, I'm probably playing it in my right hand and playing a rootless voicing, assuming I'm playing with a band in the left hand. Okay, so we do that for a few times through, and then for me, the next step is to do what we call locked hands, right? And so locked hands refers to playing 1 chord in the left hand for each right hand note or chord. So instead of playing... I'm going to go to... Right, so that's already increasing the energy. If you want to see what I'm playing, it's nothing that exciting. Actually, we should do it like this. I'm just playing kind of a stock voicing. This is for C7 in the left hand. And then I'm not changing my right hand at all. Moving to F. Again, a pretty stock voicing for an F7. And then the third thing, once we've done that a little while, is I'm going to add pedal. It really makes a big difference in terms of dynamic and energy to play with no pedal versus playing with pedal. So listen to how it changes things. No pedal. Now I'm going to add pedal. And I am pedaling with each and every one of those chords, because if I don't, it ends up sounding totally blurred. Okay, so now I've got locked hands and I've got pedal. Now what I'm going to keep doing next is that I am going to go to a higher register, continue playing the locked hands. And because I'm at a higher register, I'm going to add an octave. So now I've got an octave in a nice pingy register on top. And my left hand's not changing at all, at least at this vantage point. I can't, based on my preferences and what I've heard, it's hard to get much bigger than that in the left hand because I still want to keep the 3rd and the 7th in their important spots. This is already a nice big 4-note voicing. So now I've got... step here. My program's not working the way that I would like it to. That's okay, I guess. Is to add a low bass. So if I'm sorry. And that bass might be just an octave. And here I would use an octave just because I'm trying to get as much sound as possible at this juncture in the recording. Or it could be an octave with a fifth in the middle. So it looks like this. For just maximum power, maximum oomph. So just watch one more time. And then if I really want to take it one step further, maybe a last thing that I could do, if I can find this. Nope, it's here. I could repeat some notes, and I could create extra rhythm by repeating some notes. So especially with the pedal down. So again, let's take that journey, and I'll show you this full document, which is not really formatting as well as I would like. So we're moving from step 1, step 2, step 3. Of course, you have to leave your theme in order to do that, but see how that's kind of a nice gradual stairway? Now, these 6 elements don't have to go in that order necessarily. You could, start repeating notes before you add pedal, for instance. I think I actually did that a little bit in the example. Or maybe you want to add a low bass and add the octave at the same time. This isn't the one and only formula that you must follow. But these are all good elements. Locked hands, adding pedal, adding an octave, going into a higher octave, and adding a low bass and repeating notes are all really good elements to make a lick bigger. So let's do this with one other phrase. And let's choose be, do, do. This is from it's from that Joe Williams Count Basie song, whose name you're going to tell me in the comments. Too close for comfort. Such a great jazz phrase to learn. I know people are going to ask me to write it down or something for you, so I'll just do it here. Be, do, ba, do, do. Something like that. You could probably notate it a few different ways. And this is for like a C7 sharp 9 or like an F7. Works on either one because it's using that kind of blue note E flat. So if I'm just playing this alone, hands. And I'm still just going back and forth between C and F just because that's where my ear's at right now. But actually, we'll do it differently. We'll play this on a blues. So. pedal. This is really boring. I hope it's not terrible content. Now I'm gonna go up the octave. I'm gonna add in bass notes for the sake of time. Now more repetition. Right, that repetition, loses a little bit of the groove, but at that point you might just be trying to create more sound in there. Cool. If you enjoy this kind of arranging stuff, you'll find a lot of this kind of thing talked about in playing solo jazz piano. How do you take the same melody, the same chords, the same tune, and put it onto the instrument in a variety of ways? So you might really dig that. Thank you so much for watching. And I did end up thinking of the tune title, but if you watch to the end, say something about Too Close for Comfort. And if you've never heard the Joe Williams and Count Basie recording, you'll really enjoy that. So go check that out. Thanks for watching, everybody.